Hey, everybody, it's Sadie. Thank you so much for tuning in for another week of Sadie and Friends. Before we get started, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has signed on and downloaded, set it to automatic download. I love everyone sending messages, and you can actually send me an email. It's really easy. Just go to sadieandfriends.net, scroll down to the bottom, and send me a message. We are right now taking nominations for that special teacher, and that special teacher that you nominate could win a free hot stone massage from my friends at Christiana Salon Spa, because teachers deserve pampering. And again, if you want to get your special teacher in there, all you got to do is sadieandfriends.net, scroll down to the bottom and fill out the little information. It'll take you like 5 minutes, and I bet it'll mean a lot to that teacher. But before we get started, I want to tell you a little bit about my friends at Garage Door Service and Sales. Such a wonderful show sponsor. I've been talking about them for, get this, almost 20 years. Almost 20 years. I can't believe it. Family owned and operated, locally owned and operated. This is such a great family. They have dignity. They care about their customers, and they do all kinds of jobs, whether you're looking for just something fixed, something simple, something squeaking and it's driving you crazy, or maybe you want to change the look of your home and get a brand new garage door. They also do estate gates. And you know what I'm super jealous of? People who have in their house like those garage doors where they can open and it's like right out to their outside. Maybe it's like a bar situation and they push a button. How cool. They do that as well. So call my friends at Garage Door Service and Sales, or go to their website. Do a little bit of looking yourself. GarageDoorServiceandSales.com. Garage Door Service and Sales, a proud sponsor of the Sadie and Friends podcast.
I'm going to say the thing you're not supposed to say.
Let's talk about marriage.
They have like a 2-second rebound rate and you're back doing the next pain in the ass thing.
Parenting. Oh my gosh.
They have sucked the pretty right out of me. They treat me like it, and I do their laundry. Lucky me.
Sex.
I'm caught between two evils. I generally like to take the one I never tried.
Scary stuff like ghosts. I know it's totally out of left field, but just go with me on this.
Boo, you whore.
Love.
I give you what you need. That's all. I'm talking about taking care of each other the best you can. What's wrong with taking care of a woman? She takes care of you.
Friendships.
Lincoln, our necklace says best friends forever.
You sure you want it to say forever? I don't think you guys will be best friends forever, no offense, but sometimes you grow apart. And maybe she'll find a new best friend. They end up doing everything together.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, Misty G is with us today. But Misty, Ryan and I agreed that we would watch The White Lotus together, but then I got excited and I had already started episode 1 without him. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to finish episode 1 and then I'll just have one episode I have to watch with him. And I am on episode 5.
How could you?
It is just, it's been a day where it's been in the background, and then I will slowly, today has been a waste of a day, if we're going to be completely honest, because every time it was like, do you want to watch it? I was like, oh God, no, I can't do this. And I did. I watched. I can't stop. I can't tell you the last time, Misty G, that there was a show where I was like, I can't stop watching this damn show. And that's why. And you finished it.
We finished it. The season finale was Sunday and we were not caught up. And then I had a friend text me and she was like, OMG, the finale.
Yeah, right.
And I told my husband, I said, we have to finish it. I need to know what it is. So we stayed up past our bedtime last night to finish it.
See, I think that's so sweet when couples have shows. Ryan and I haven't had a show since The Walking Dead.
Hot diggity dog.
That's how long it's been. And I think it's because we have such different schedules. So he stays up much later than I do. And so we're just completely opposites in that way. And another thing, wouldn't you agree, Misty, you have to watch at least season 1 of before you can get to season 3? Or did you just jump in at 3?
Oh, no, we've seen all the seasons. Yeah, I would think 1 and 3 are like connect more than 2. I don't know if you've seen season 2 or not.
Because I feel like he hasn't seen season 1 anyway. So we've talked about this for a couple of minutes now. Maybe people who don't watch White Lotus are like, shut up, shut the
Let me ask you this, because I asked my husband last night. I said, if somebody asks you what White Lotus is about, how would you describe it? because I think it's such a good show, but I really have a hard time describing.
I know Scott and I were talking today and he was asking that exact question. He's like, well, what is this show even about? Yeah. And I'm like, well, every season they go to a resort that then I inevitably want to go to. Like this season, it's in Thailand. And I'm like, oh my God, if we won the lottery, that's where I'd totally want to go. But I told him it's like every season it's this she resort and all the people staying in it tells their different stories. And each story is like, oh my God. And I have to also say this season, I'm a huge fan of, I thought his name was Walter Goggins, but it's just Walton. It's just Walton Goggins.
I think I speak for everyone here when I say you're a jerk.
Okay, I want you to look at the name because it's one of those things where your brain will do a trick where you're like, Walter Goggins, and then you look and that's not his name. Have you thought that too?
I actually haven't. I'm just laughing because he popped up on my Instagram being interviewed about his parenting, his approach to parenting.
I really like
and I was like very impressed with it.
Have you ever watched the show Misty Righteous Gemstones?
No, but we commented on it last night. We've heard it's good.
It's so good. You will love it. It's about mega churches and the behind the scenes, just how completely messed up this family is. And I think it's loosely based off of like Joel Osteen, those kind of mega insanity church where the people have mansions and they have helicopter pads and it's just, but it's hilarious. And he's in that as well.
Mama told me not to, I did anyway, misbehaving.
Daddy said don't, but I said I'm gonna misbehaving.
And so I think you definitely need to check it out. I think your husband, Steve, would really enjoy it.
Well, his take when I asked him how he would describe White Lotus.
Yes. 10 minutes later. Sorry about that.
He said, I think each season is just on the rottenness of rich people. And I thought, I guess I could see that in a way.
No, because there are some characters this season that aren't rotten.
No,
so I think
agree.
he's wrong with that. There are some rotten rich people in this show, but then there are some really, really nice characters like Walton Goggins' girlfriend on the show. She's adorable. They love her.
I know.
Anyway, so if you don't watch White Lotus, these past 5 minutes have meant nothing to you, but hopefully you'll watch it.
You want to watch it.
Yeah, it's really good. Again, this is the first show that I have been like, I got to watch the next one. I have not been. Severance. I'm like, I'm pretty lukewarm on that show. This is truly the first one where it's episodic and I'm like, oh my God, I got to watch the next one.
Well, and the seasons are so short, right? Season 1 was 5 episodes or 6.
Yeah.
Season 2 was 1 more. And this one is 1 more than that.
Yeah. So good.
You have to finish and text me.
Okay. Well, one thing about the White Lotus is since it is on HBO, there's a lot of curse words. And today, Misty G, we're going to talk about the benefits of curse words in it. I don't think I could get kicked off the internet for saying all of these, but we're going to sure push the limit today because there are benefits. And after you told me that, I started looking up things and I was very surprised. Well, I found that laughter has many benefits, including pain relief, which I did not know.
Laughter or swear words?
Or I mean, shit. See, we're going to start right there. I'm going to say shit. I meant curse words. We already talked about laughter. Today, we're talking about curse words and the benefits of just kind of letting it fly. And the pain management is true. If you hit your hand with the hammer, I don't know why you do that, but if you did do that, they say that if you yell like the F word, it alleviates the pain and it's not as bad. Why is that, Misty? Why?
I don't know if I have the exact scientific reason why, but it can increase your pain threshold. If you stub your toe, like on a door frame, there's something with cursing. There's something with swearing and what that does because it relieves a lot of different things in the moment. It's like a release of the buildup, right? Even though pain is gas. You could swear as you're releasing gas.
Like 12. Poor Misty's like this mental health expert. And I'm like, it's my gas. I'm sorry. Continue on, Misty.
No, you're good. But there's something with the pain reduction. If you swear when you hurt yourself, it's not going to eliminate your pain, but
right.
It's a lot better. You can tolerate higher pain if you swear when you get hurt.
Here's my question. Do you think I should leave the swears in this episode, or should I beep the swears out? Because this is something that I have gone so back and forth with. Is clean, or do I just let it fly because I was clean for so long and I couldn't work blue in any way? And then I started doing this and it was so freeing to say like, shit. But I still feel a little guilty, but it is very freeing to say it. But I've had people reach out and say, why are you beeping? Don't put a censor beep on it. And then I have other people where it's like, wow, you swear too much. And I'm mostly talking about my mother. I mean, it's interesting how people are so torn on this stuff.
It's so true. For you, where does the guilt come from on if you leave the swear words in?
I don't know. I think it was all this freaking years that I did radio and you can't swear and curse. So now I think that when I'm doing it, I'm breaking some cardinal sin. Or there's going to be, because after Janet Jackson's boobie came out of her shirt, the FCC really like cracked down, and it got to a point where if I would have been on the radio and said like shit, which I say pretty regularly on this podcast, but if I would have said that on the radio and the FCC would have found out, they would have not only fined the station, like it was insane, like $100,000, but they also fined the talent $100,000. You're on the hook for it. So it was this constant fear of like, it's kind of one of those things where you're on the edge of a building and you're like, what if I just jump? What if I just fall down and just jump? Wouldn't that be weird? That's what it was like doing the radio. Cause I just thought, what if I just say fuck? But I never did, out of my fear of having to pay.
Fear of having to pay. And then you know, getting in trouble or doing something wrong. It's the same thing for me. I was raised in a household, and yes, hi mom and dad, because they have told me that they listen now to every episode of mine.
Please tell them to not listen to this episode. I would actually put that as the title. Please, Misty's parents, to not listen to this one.
But I was raised in a household where you don't swear. Swearing is inappropriate. It's not something like you would get in trouble. You can get your mouth washed out with soap or something like that if you swear. So for me, and even sometimes today, like I'm not a huge swearer, even though like there's a lot of times it's in my head, it doesn't always come out because there's that like discomfort or uncertainty attached to it because it was like going against what you were taught growing up. And so yours isn't the same with radio, but there's a similar association you have with it from it being something wrong or bad, or you could get in trouble.
Yeah.
And so it's, do I do it?
Has
but
that
this is
bad
yours.
Feeling.
Yeah. No. This is yours. You can do whatever you want. But then I think about like, well, maybe if I went clean, you know, then people would feel comfortable listening with their kids in the car. That's something that's really drilled into you. And so then I think, well, but then I listen to podcasts, and if they say the F word or the shit word, or see, I still stop myself. But to me, the F word is a big one. That's a big one that I really have to be at that level to use it. I feel like the shit word, I'm going to have to beep this. This is like too much. Your parents are never going to speak to me again when I see them. But I don't know. It's a weird dichotomy. You know what I mean? What if you just put a warning on this episode and you don't beep anything out? Because you also don't want the episode to be like beep, 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 beep.
I know people are like, oh, this is even too much for me. What's funny is I grew up and my mom is very much like Roseanne.
No, you're not a prevert, honey. You're a pervert.
It's weird. I think she has the same look. She's got the same attitude. So I grew up and it wasn't like a huge deal to hear curse words, but I still know what Irish Spring tastes like because we weren't allowed to. But it makes me laugh because I was raised in a completely different way. I still have that guilt. And I shouldn't have that guilt, really.
And there's so many benefits to it. I mean, back to like the pain relief, like natural painkiller. There's something like that's like a stress relief when you swear. and how it impacts internally in your body, you know, like the dopamine hit, or it's like impacting your amygdala. And so it decreases that pain tolerance for a moment. It doesn't take everything away, but just in the moment, it helps decrease it. It's the same with, well, you almost feel like you get an adrenaline rush sometimes, and swearing is the release. Like it's almost like the first word that comes to your mind when you're in some sort of state of complete overwhelm, about to shut down, and you just want to be like, fuck. And then
my God. Did you just say it? Did you just say it, Misty? And I you away from the podcast, and I don't think I've ever heard you say that. Your parents really drilled it into you. I'm shocked right now. I'm shocked. But you did whisper it a little bit. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm always impressed by people who will, like, you know, hurt themselves and be like, snickerdoodles. I'm like, what?
And that doesn't do anything for you.
Yeah, I mean, like, how disciplined do you have to be? Like, I am thoroughly impressed with those types of people, honestly.
Isn't that like Ned Flanders in The Simpsons?
Idly hey!
Googly goggly.
So I actually have more of an appreciation for swear words, too. It was probably in the last 5 years. And I hope it's still on Netflix. But if you haven't seen it, there's a really great mini series with
it's okay, I can edit. Take your time. Take your time.
Help me. Who's the actor who was in Con Air?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. So he is like the MC. Like, he's the one facilitating every episode of the History of Swear Word. That's what it's called. The History of Swear Word. And each episode, it's just a mini series, is a different swear word.
Swear words. They're the most popular and alluring taboos we have. But the secrets to their strange power have been shrouded in mystery until now. Join me on a journey through the history, evolution, and cultural impact of swear words.
Words don't start out as swear words. They're just words.
Somebody decided at some point that this is a swear word.
There's an acronymic etymology: fornication under consent of the king.
This household has been given my consent to fuck!
It is total horseshit.
Imagine you've been called the worst thing you could be called so often that it doesn't mean anything to you anymore.
Taking that negative and inverting it.
What's the intention of the speaker and what's the reception of the hearer?
My dog's a bitch, but I never call her that.
Who you calling a bitch?
I call her a cunt.
There's something innately human about swearing.
More conservative people try and invalidate people they disagree with by, like, pointing to their language.
Parental advisory sticker to me was implicitly racist.
Who's deciding these are bad words? Who did it?
We're going to do an experiment.
There are scientific studies that say that you feel better when you swear.
You can hold your hand in a bucket of nearly freezing water. Shit. About 50% longer if you're swearing than if you're not.
Mother.
Shit.
I think there's a need now for swearing and profanity more than any other time.
2 minutes and 20 seconds. The power of cursing, like, it's important.
The release, that's really what profanity gives us. Oh, shit.
Bitch.
Fuck.
Damn.
Pussy.
I'm Nicolas Cage. Let's get fucked.
It was so fascinating, the history that is behind the swear words out there.
Yeah. Like, tell me some of the history, because I do not know any of this, and I love Nicolas Cage.
I didn't come very well prepared to this because I probably watched it 5 years ago.
You know what I've heard? I've heard, like, the guy that invented the toilet was named, like, John Shitter.
Uh-huh.
Is that right?
I've heard that.
Is that like an urban legend? I need to Snopes that and see if that's, because I always thought, God, that's awful. They turned his name into actual
curse word.
Yeah. Or, you know, like what it means. Could you imagine if they were like, Misty stands for shit?
I mean, Snopes it, but
I'm gonna
watch it. And once you finish White Lotus, go, and I hope it's on Netflix still, but the History of Swear Words, it's a mini series. I mean, they talk about the F word.
Don't worry.
I'm just going to say them. I'm just going to say them because it's easier.
Just say them.
But
just tell your parents not to listen.
No, it's fine.
Oh my God. No, I'm so sorry to break in. His name was Thomas Crapper. He was the inventor of the flushing toilet.
Okay, so crapper though, but crap associates with shit, right? Like it's the mild version.
Yeah.
Gotta take a crap, gotta take a shit. But that's one of the words. Shit is one of the words they go over. Fuck is one of the words they go over. Bitch is one of the words they go over. But you have to watch it.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at you saying all of these horribly inappropriate words. But that seems so interesting. So what are some of the other benefits other than pain relief of laughter? I mean, I know, God dang, I keep saying laughter.
You're still stuck on laughter.
What's going on with me? What are some other benefits of just letting it fly?
Yeah, similar to the pain relief is the stress relief. It actually can create more community connection. So sometimes there's like a bonding that can happen.
Yes.
If you swear, it builds trust easier with people because it's more casual and real and comfortable. You're really stuck on laughter. So it can make things funnier.
You know what? I totally get the bonding thing. Because if I'm around somebody and they're like, oh my goodness, somebody just said the S word. I'm like, oh no, we wouldn't survive together. You and I are just meant to not be friends. But if I'm with somebody and they let some dirty words go, I'm like, this is good. People are very chill. To me, it's a representation of like how stuffy you are or are not. And maybe that's a bad way of looking at it. And would you call that a prejudice? Am I being prejudiced right now?
I don't think you're being prejudiced. It's just those are assumptions made, right? Or they're assumptions or judgments that we make based on what we know just from our own experience or history of comments like that are made. And typically, and this is from mine growing up, right? The more experience growing up, not saying it is actually like that today. But for me growing up, if you were really religious and you went to church every Sunday, you didn't swear, right? And there was like just that kind of like persona.
Right.
You were like a goody,
And that's not really the case anymore. I know a lot of religious people who let the F-bomb drop.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is I have heard stories of my grandfather got slapped once because he said the word pregnant. Isn't that interesting? The evolution of what is like, inappropriate, and look at how far we've come. Oh my God. If my mom ever heard the song WAP, she would just die. She would die.
She not from the top, make it drop. That's some wet and cushy. Not get a bucket and a mop. That's some wet and cushy. I'm talking wop, wop, wop.
And that's another weird thing. I grew up with a mother who cursed like a sailor. And now if she heard this episode, she'd be like, I cannot believe it sounds so trashy of you. And I mean, it's like she's done this weird 180. What's the deal, Misty?
I'd have to talk with your mom a little bit more about that.
You'd have to like evaluate her
just to find out her own, like what that changes for her.
Right.
I think for swearing though, the other thing that I haven't dug into, but for swearing, I have heard researchers share that they think those who swear, and we're not talking about the type of swearing that it's like every other word and it's really like
so thick.
It's so thick or disrespectful, or we're not talking about that. We're just talking about using it as a form of expression, right? Or like an additive in how you speak, but not that it's your predominantly go-to language, but that you have higher levels of intelligence if you swear.
Really? Okay. So that's the third thing. It's a pain reliever, like physical pain. It is also
stress and pain
reliever.
It can make things more humorous. It can foster more connection because you're more like likely to trust somebody or feel like it's a real connection if they're swearing.
Because you feel like they're loose enough to be open with you.
They're being real. Yeah. They're being like their true self. And then higher levels of intelligence.
I think this has been an amazing episode.
I think I'll just add one more thing. And it's a lot of discussion that I've had lately with my kids or just in general about swearing is with my kids especially, why can't we swear? Or why is swearing inappropriate? And so we just talk about how it's not that you can't swear. Like, it's not forbidden, and it's not that it's inappropriate, but it's all in how you use it. We don't use it to be disrespectful to people. We don't use it to describe a person. Like, you're never adding a swear word as part of somebody's identity, and you're never swearing to be
harmful. Yeah, harmful. Yeah.
But if you're going to swear to express yourself, and I use the example all the time, you trip and scuff your knee or jam your toe in the door and a curse word comes out, like, that's okay. Or, if you're just joking around with your friends, like, know your audience and who you're with. I don't want you raising your hand in school and then swearing to your teacher. Like, that's not appropriate. We have to be respectful, but to know your audience and where you're at. I know how swearing feels to me, and not that it's bad that it feels this way, but I don't want my kids to have that attachment to any kind of word or vocabulary growing up. And I talk to other people about it who, clients or people who are swearing too much or just like have that hesitation. And we talk about what's behind that, and then allowing yourself to test it out and see what it feels like in respectable manners.
I think I could do your job. I could talk to people who are like, I cuss too much. I'd be like, well, let's dig in, motherfucker. Oh my God, please tell your parents not to listen. And that's how I'm going to end it. Because you know what? I always say the ending, like, thanks for listening. And then the ad that I do at the end always says, thanks for listening. And so it's just repetitive as shit.
So you can just let the ad say your thanks for listening.
That's what I'm saying. And so if we're ever just done talking, then okay. I don't have to end it with like, bye, everybody. Okay. I'm excited to edit this mofo. My God, I'm going to be up all night, but I bet it sounds good when I'm done. All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening. From the bottom of my heart, I'm just so grateful. Every day I hear from so many cool people, and that's sometimes on social media. I get messages. I also get messages. I have gotten a few already on the brand new website, sadieandfriends.net, where you can nominate that special teacher for a hot stone massage with Christiana Salon Spa. But enough about me. Let's talk about one of the best sponsors ever. It's Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Right now, they have got a killer special going on. It's $99 for a spring tune-up, which means right now, we're in a grace period with weather. It's a little warm. It's a little cool. It's kind of right in the middle. Do not wait until you can see those heat lines on the concrete when your AC breaks down, because you didn't get that spring checkup for $99 with Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Also, have you thought of the fact that you might be running your system really hard and it needs to get a tune-up in order to get that cool feeling? You're running it, you're spending money that you shouldn't be spending. You got to make sure that it is looked at and it is running like a top for the season. You don't want to wait till it's 104 degrees and then the kids are crying and the wife is nagging on you, or the husband, he's complaining. Whatever your situation is, you don't want to be caught there. So call my friends at Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating, and Air, or go online and read about this great spring special yourself. PolarBearPHA.com. Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating, and Air, a proud sponsor of the Sadie and Friends podcast.